So I wanted to come on to talk with you all about this awful situation. I wanted to make this video on yesterday, but I was just discombobulated the whole day. My emotions was just all over the place. So I had the opportunity to meet this particular sister, and she is a beautiful sister. What happened to her, she did not deserve it at all. Her intentions is 100% pure when it comes to the motherland, when it comes to go home. The motherland is my mission. Go ahead and clap. Ambition of God, big effort on the map. Exodus is now, push forward is a rap. One love, one people, let's bridge the gap. Regain my identity, I'm back on the map. Beyond the return, reconnect, now we see West Africa, the beautiful roots in my family tree. Rise like a lion in strength within me. The motherland is calling, can you hear the call? The motherland is calling, it's time to go home. The motherland is calling, can you hear the call? The motherland is calling, it's time to go home. We don't die, we multiply, reincarnation out of love. The choice, spread a blue pill that make you so tough. Many years of sleep, peekaboo, now we up. Liberate the mind, watch the body follow. Without knowledge of your roots, life is hollow. Diving in the culture, no time to play. Staying focused, it's a challenge, not afraid to say. Mother Africa, it's calling, been gone for 100 years. On the spiritual journey, many days I'm in tears. Game over, move forward, let's stamp this seal. Birth and royalness, stepping back on the throne. Respect to my ancestors, reason for this song. They live on through us, their love I can feel. I live love the land, the most high help me live. Realest queen, you know from the soul is revealed. Rooted in royalty, my DNA is real.
Facials, happy feet, and much more.
Rooted in royalty, my DNA is real. The motherland is calling, can you hear the call? The motherland is calling, it's time to go home. The motherland is calling, can you hear the call? The motherland is calling, it's time to go home. The motherland is calling, can you hear the call? The motherland is calling, it's time to go home. The motherland is calling. Peace and blessings, family. Welcome to my channel, Rooted in Royalty. It's your girl, Aa-Isha Diamond. And it was sad. She was upstairs asleep and they just broke on in. They took the burglar bars off of the window. So I'm like, no, I got to wait. I have to wait to make this video. So you all, one of our sisters, African-American sister who repatriated to the Gambia or visit the Gambia for a long period of time, she has been violated, and it is very, very, very hurtful, yet disappointing at the same time, because she loved the motherland. She loved the Gambia. And for her to have the experience that, it is so hurtful and so heartbreaking. So I got a chance to meet this sister through a mutual friend. And when I tell you all, this sister is one of a kind. She is fun. Very fun, very silly. Just like I like people. I like people to be fun, silly, and goofy. Just like me. No, I'm just playing. But seriously, she is very fun. She is full of life. She is very caring, big-hearted sister. She is just a beautiful sister inside and out. And when we met, we had so much fun. So yes, we all had fun. We just talked. Now, I am the type of person that I do not meet a stranger. When I meet you, we will carry on like we've been knowing each other forever, because that's the type of person I am. And she seemed to be that type of person as well. So when we met, we just talked, we laughed, we just had a good time. We share a lot of things with each other. Whoever was there, that's who heard, and it would not go no further than that. But we got a chance to meet up. It was like 4 of us ended up in the corner just talking, laughing, and all of that. And we had such a great time. Beautiful sisters. other than hanging out with some of the sisters today, having a nice time, nice conversation. It's just good to get with sisters sometime and just hang out. It's just good. Yeah, right here, so you won't get the shoes wet. All of these sisters, beautiful sisters. Now, this sister who was violated, you know, she do a lot in the Gambia for people. She help people, you know, and she just give of herself. She is a loving person. She even learning Wolof. Me and her was going back and forth about Wolof, honey. She knew words that I did not know. I knew words she did not know. And we was exchanging words. Of course, we knew words, the same words, you know. But we was exchanging words and we was sharing different words with each other that we did not know. And I was so impressed. She knew a little bit more Wolof than I know. And I was so impressed with her. I'm like, yes, that is beautiful. Because learning the mother tongue for us when we return is very, very important to me. And so just to see somebody else learning and have come that far in the language, it was very, very impressive. So I was like, okay, you know. And so yeah, we went back and forth about that. And after, we went to my guest house, and we all just sat around in the living room and drunk us a few drinks, and we just talked and talked. I'm talking about sodas, not alcohol. But we just talked and laughed and talked and laughed, strictly positive. I did not want the sisters to leave. And so we prayed together and everything. So yes, I met this sister and we kicked it off very good. We kicked it off nicely. And so when they got ready to leave, I was all sad. You know, I did not want them to leave, but it was getting late. So I, you know, just walked them out and just saw them off and everything. So I said all that to say that I to the Gambia. And so for her to be violated, that hurted me so. I mentioned to her, because she mentioned to me that she was going to leave the Gambia at the end of this year, and but she'll be back. She will return, but she was going to leave so she can go do other things, handle business, such and such. She's definitely a businesswoman. And so I mentioned to her, I said, you're welcome to stay at the guest house before, you know, until you get ready to go. Because she lived in a large, very large compound for it to be just her. So that's why I offer for her to live in the guest house, you know, because we as women, we really do not need to live alone. You know, make it to the guest house. She went on and she wanted to stay in her compound until she got ready to leave for a little bit. And so, which I understood that, you know. So she is definitely someone that we need in the Gambia. So for this to happen to her, it was so sad, you know. When I looked on YouTube and I saw that, my heart was just broken. I was like, oh my God. And even in the video I saw her dog on there, because she even talked about she was trying to find a home for her dog and everything. And so but I'm like, honey, I don't do dogs. Maybe I do cute puppies and they could grow up to be dogs, but just dogs off the bat, they did. So but I saw that, I said, oh, that is her. Oh my God. And they just took a lot of her things that very expensive, things that she need, you know. And that is crazy. These criminals, honey, these thieves, they do not care. They done took the burglar bars off the windows. I'm like, oh my God. And then my thing is the security, it was there. You all have to be careful who you get to secure your home, your compound, or whatever you want to call it, because all security guards is not pure and all of them is not honest. Sometimes people is so quick to get security guards and they don't know that they are getting the enemy. Now, I'm not saying that her security guard was the enemy, because she probably had a good security guard, but I'm saying you have to be careful with security guards, because they can set you up. And even sometimes landlords, you just have to be careful. So that's one tip. Be careful. Don't just grab a security guard up because they say they're a security guard. Everybody could be a security. Anybody could be a security guard and say they're a security guard. So you have to be careful about what security guard that you use. You need to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and know that these people are credible, these people are honest, before you just grab them and say you want them to secure your home. So that's one tip. And another tip is if you can, try to have your electronics like near you in your room, not in other parts of the house. If you have a laptop, you have a nice smartphone, you have iPad and, things of this nature, you need to try to have these things close to you. Because I remember watching a video a while back of the Bag family and how they were saying that someone broke into their home. And then they is bold. These people these days is bold, honey. And they is in the bed sleep, and then somebody trying to ease in the room to reach across them to get the laptop off the nightstand. I'm like, that is crazy. These folks, people have no fear of their lives. How is you gonna break in somebody's house, try to reach across them, and try to get the laptop? You that thirsty for a laptop? You try to get the laptop while it's like right next to them. Oh, that is too much. That is too much. So you have to plan out where to keep your electronics. If you leave the house, you may need to get you a nice little book bag and keep your important things in the book bag and take them with you. And they went into the Arrival. The Arrival is great, beautiful people. They went into the Arrival place and took their items. So it's so many people that has been victims of this type of crime, and not just African Americans or people from diaspora or however. It has been the Gambians as well. And in a part of Africa, the locals will get got just like anybody else will get got. I have a friend girl, she's a Gambian, and she has been got a few times. They watch her, she's a hard worker, and she go work hard, and they watch her, and they went into her house and took her stuff on several occasions. And she's a Gambia, she's a local. So if they don't care, if you look like you have something and you making something happen, and you on the move, and they going to watch you, and they will get in, or try to get in. And another tip, you all need to be careful who you hang around. We cannot be so happy to be in the motherland that we just hang around any and everybody that smile at us. Now, it's true, the smiling coast of Africa is a beautiful place to be, and it is paradise. And I will continue to call it paradise, because I know that crime happens all over the world, and some places it happen worse. So compared to what's going on in some parts of the world, honey, it is paradise. There are beautiful people. There's beautiful people. So there have to be a balance. There have to be a balance, because you don't want to just shut down where you is not open to meet anyone, because you're afraid. You can't trust anyone. But then at the same time, you can't just be so open where you trust everyone. So there has to be a balance, and we must pray and depend on Allah to lead and guide us, so we will know who is real and who's not, so he can be the one to direct our steps, and he can lead us to meet the right people. Because we just have to be careful, so we cannot run around with any and everybody and then have everybody at our houses. We have to be careful. We be ready to have cookouts, ready to have parties at our houses and all this, and just inviting everybody. No, we cannot do that. So you have to be careful. When you meet people, meet them out somewhere. When you want to fellowship with people, meet them out at a restaurant or on the beach or somewhere. Go meet them somewhere else. You don't have to bring people that you do not know to your home. That's just a tip. And I'm not saying that that's what this sister have done, because I'm not sure. I got a chance to meet her then, and it was we had a beautiful time, and I was even looking forward to hanging out with them some more, but we haven't got around to it. So I don't know exactly what goes on in her circle. But what I'm saying is I just want to share tips with some of you all, so you all can be careful. Now, things like this happen to the best of us, but we have to just try to be careful as much as possible. And another tip I want to share with you all, hunties, when you all make it to the motherland and you all get dropped off, you all want to get dropped off at home, you all need to get dropped off at a restaurant or grocery store, market, supermarket, or somewhere that's near your house, and then walk home. Because let me tell you all, honey, before I got my rides in the Gambia, I was getting dropped off by a taxi guy, and when we pulled up to the compound gate, I was trying to pay him. Now I'm sitting in the back. I got the money trying to pay him, and he's supposed to turn around like this to take the money, but he all like this, looking at my compound gate. I was like, "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Here you go." And I'm like, he can't even turn around and receive his money because he's too busy looking at the compound gate. I was like, dated. When that happened, I said from now on, they're going to have to drop me off at the local supermarket, not at the door. So you all might want to do that. If you ride taxis a lot, let them drop you off somewhere else, not right at your door. Because that was just crazy. I was like, this man can't receive the money because he's too busy looking at the gate like he's trying to see how to get in. I said, this is just too much. So you all, we have to be careful. Have to be careful. When I was out with a couple of my friends, we just just regular day, and I think we was finished work. It was like late in the evening, but it was still daylight. And I went to the ATM, and this particular friend, she watches her surroundings very closely, and she saw a group of guys just looking at me, and she said she looking at them and they looking at me, and they whispering to each other and still staring at me, and they noticed she was staring at them. So she was telling me, she said, these them guys right there looking at you, and this and that. She started telling me or whatever, and I started looking at them. So when you go to the ATM, you have to be careful. Because, honey, when I first made it to the Gambia, I stayed at the ATM. Honey, my ATM card was bent out of shape because I stayed at the ATM. But you have to be careful when you go to these ATMs, you all. So try not to be going to just any ATM. Try to go ahead and go to a ATM that look like it's not a lot going on, and so that way you could be more safe. Yes, so be careful at the ATMs, because there is people that stand around, wait around, and watch people as you go to the ATM. You will not even know that people watch you, but they do. So be very careful. Be very careful. Like I said, if you have laptops, smaller electronics with you, and you leave the house, if you can, take them with you, or find you a nice hiding spot in the house. Find you a nice hiding spot where they won't think to look, and hide your belongings, and keep your passport and all that put away, hidden in a nice place. Yes, you all, but I was so distraught yesterday. I was so hurt. I was so sad, and it was just, I'm like, oh my God, this really affecting me. And I was just praying for her and her friends and people surrounds her. Honey, I had to start praying for myself, because I'm like, my emotions is just all over the place. So I said, I can only imagine what she feeling like. If I'm feeling like this over somebody else, I can only imagine what it feel like if this happened to me, So we have to be careful. Be careful. And if you planning on returning to the motherland, just know in some areas of Africa, petty theft is very, very popular. It's popular. But you may not get shot down in the street, but you may get your laptop, your purse, or something taken. So be careful. And when you go to places like Serekunda, if you in the Gambia, you have to be very careful. Ladies, don't have no purse just on your shoulder. Have your purse on your shoulder, because somebody come snatch it off and take out running. I always have crossbodies on, honey. I think I sold all my regular purses, shoulder purses, before I returned to Africa. I be wearing crossbodies. And and be careful when you go out. Don't take everything with you. Don't have your passport on you in your purse and all that. Try to be limited what you take with you when you go out, because Serekunda is a place that's very busy, and people lurk around there just to get you. I heard a story, and it was like this was around the time I arrived to the Gambia. It was a lady that was somewhere in Serekunda, and she was turned around talking to somebody at the driver window, and she had her other window halfway down, which most of us do in the motherland, because it be hot, and a lot of us don't be blowing AC, so we just depend on the air from the outside. And so her other window was let down, and they stuck their hand in there and grabbed her purse off her seat and took out running. So be careful all the way around the board. Just be careful. And yes, be careful. But however, it's still paradise now. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. It's still paradise. I love Africa. I love West Africa. I love the Gambia. I love the Smiling Coast. And it would be paradise until the day I close my eyes. Yes, inshallah. But yes, we just have to be careful, because this world is not perfect. This world is not perfect. Anywhere you go, things like this will happen, and worse things will happen. Yes, so be careful, people. Be careful. All right, I will let you all go. I will see you all soon, inshallah. Peace and blessings.
Is calling, it's time to go home. The motherland is my mission. Go ahead and clap. Ambition of Garvey, Africa on the map. Exodus is now push forward is a rap. One love, one people, let's bridge the gap. Regain my identity, I'm back on the map. Beyond the return, reconnect, now we see West Africa, the beautiful roots in my family tree. Rise like a lion in strength within me. The motherland is calling, can you hear the call? The motherland is calling, it's time to go home. The motherland is calling.